This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome to Farm Factor. Up first today, Duane Toews visits with Dale Blasi to talk about the practice and benefits of limited feeding.
Duane Toews joining you once again here on Ag AM in Kansas, and an opportunity to catch up with Dale Blasi from Kansas State University. And Dale recently had an opportunity to talk to some growers and producers about opportunities to think differently about how we start calves. Great time as we think toward the fall of the year where guys might be getting calves in. A little different concept, though, at looking at really meeting those nutritional needs in a different package than maybe what we used to.
That's right, Duane. Limit feeding is the program you were relating to and what we've determined over the last 3 years. And this is a long-standing feeding practice that's been out there, but it allows a producer to leverage a reduced amount of roughage in their program. It allows for some predictability in the performance of their calves, enhanced health detection, and I think generalized improved operational efficiency of their feed equipment and so forth.
Talk a little bit about, you didn't really go into, but I'd like to discuss. You'd referenced health effects and the opportunity to really evaluate those cattle. I know a lot of guys have said through the years that if a calf is eating, he's healthy enough. Here's an opportunity when you put a smaller package of feed out there for them. Pretty easy to see who's getting to the bunk and who isn't.
That's right. What we're doing specifically at K-State is utilizing a feed system that is comprised of 40% of co-product, be it wet distiller's grains or wet corn gluten feed, about 15% roughage, and we feed the animals. And by the way, this ration is approximately 60 NEG, which is a measure of energy. And so we feed this ration at about 2.2% of the animal's weight once per day. And the animals, in our previous trial work that we've done, about 8 trials, we've have determined the calves are cleaning their bunks up completely within 4 to 5 hours. And so with a limited opportunity for a calf to eat, your point earlier about an animal, if it's hungry and feeling well, will certainly be at the bunk. And if it's not, then there's certain pause to take a closer look at the animal.
You'd referenced as well some of the discussion points about the environmental benefits on the backside of it. Less input, less output for producers to have to deal with as well. Yes,
with forage-based diets, receiving growing diets, forages at best are variable in digestibility, quite low actually, and so it acts as a diluent and it tends to pass through the tract. If it's not digestible, it results in the manure. And with the use of limit feeding, where we're only utilizing about 12% roughage in the diet proper, we're seeing a reduction of about 50%, give or take, in the amount of manure that's being produced.
And in terms of performance, you referenced the 60 NEG. We're getting more pounds per day on those calves from the get-go.
Well, we're doing it more efficiently, and we can dial in with the net energy system according to what the producer is wanting those calves to perform at. But generally, with a limit feeding program, we're feeding about 15% less. The animals are getting 15% less relative to the ad lib amount of the diet. And again, they're bypassing the reliance on the roughages.
Ultimately, you've got plans in place to evaluate the performance of those calves on down the line then as well.
Yes, we've received several questions about the potential impacts on the rumen stretch, if you will, by limit feeding cattle and reducing the capacity for ad lib intake. So we're going to evaluate that, look at post-growing performance, and actually follow them into the harvest plant.
Our thanks to Dale Blasi, Kansas State University, joining us here on Ag AM in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Folks, come back after these messages for this week's Kansas Soybean Update.
Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agaminkansas.com.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.